Our story opens with a girl in complete distress. She's hyperventilating, consumed by anxiety and fear, though we don't yet know why. As she reads through messages on her phone, something pushes her over the edge. Then, without hesitation, she grabs a knife and slits her own throat. Within seconds, blood begins pouring from the wound in horrifying amounts. Just then, her phone rings. The girl desperately tries to reach for it, but it's too late. She collapses and dies before she can answer. Now we shift to southern France, where Catherine lives. She and her girlfriend are heading out on a weekend getaway together. Along the way, her girlfriend insists they stop at an old castle ruin. They spend a little time exploring the place before continuing on to their destination. When they arrive at the hotel, Catherine checks in, but the receptionist delivers some bad news. Their suite has been given away to a VIP guest who checked in last minute, so they've been downgraded to a standard room instead. Catherine is clearly annoyed by this. Later, while relaxing by the pool, Catherine meets Charlotte, a social media influencer. As it turns out, Charlotte is the VIP who took their suite. Feeling guilty, Charlotte invites both Catherine and her girlfriend to dinner as an apology. Catherine hesitates, but her girlfriend convinces her to go. At dinner, Charlotte talks about her life as an influencer. She explains how she travels the world constantly and how brands pay her huge amounts of money for promotions. When she learns that Catherine and her girlfriend are celebrating their one-year anniversary, she offers to take them on a vineyard tour the next day, since she has a promotional deal with the winery. But Catherine turns her down. Back in their room that night, Catherine vents to her girlfriend. She says she hates women like Charlotte, calling them spoiled and selfish, people who only know how to take from others. They decide to skip the vineyard and head to the countryside instead. The two spend a passionate night together. The next morning, Catherine is at the hotel cafeteria when Charlotte approaches her again. Charlotte asks if they're ready for the vineyard trip and then drops a bombshell. She says she already sent tickets to Catherine's girlfriend and that her girlfriend agreed to come along. Charlotte even compliments her girlfriend's photography skills, saying she'd make an excellent photographer for influencers. Catherine quickly lies, claiming her girlfriend isn't feeling well. But then she volunteers to go with Charlotte herself and act as her photographer for the day. She even says she knows a perfect location. Catherine takes Charlotte to the castle ruin they visited on the way in. While taking photos with Charlotte's phone, Catherine realizes the screen is locked and asks for the password. Charlotte gives it to her without thinking twice. Catherine then leads her upstairs to get better shots. She positions Charlotte near a stone column and tells her to look over the edge. As Charlotte leans forward to check the depth below, Catherine shoves her hard. Charlotte plummets to the ground. Catherine calmly walks downstairs, takes a photo of Charlotte's broken body, and leaves her there to die. Catherine returns to the hotel and thoroughly cleans the suite Charlotte had been staying in. When she meets up with her girlfriend mentions that Charlotte messaged her about the vineyard trip, but she declined. Catherine then says she's changed her mind and is now ready to go to the vineyard after all. Before leaving, she has a quick word with the receptionist. They visit the vineyard, and when they return, they're upgraded to the suite. Catherine tells her girlfriend that Charlotte had to leave early due to some urgent matter, so now they can finally enjoy their anniversary the way they planned. After the trip, they return home. But Catherine still has Charlotte's phone in her possession. She tosses it into the sea, disposing of the evidence. However, Diane, Catherine's girlfriend, has been suspicious of her ever since the trip. While Catherine is out, Diane searches through all her bags. What she finds is chilling. Multiple fake identities, forged passports, access to different girls' social media accounts, and photos. Diane confronts Catherine. She tells her she knows she's been lying, that she's a psychopathic killer, and that she's calling the police. Catherine kills Diane. The truth is revealed. Catherine is a serial killer wanted in multiple countries. But no one has ever seen her face, and there's no solid proof of her crimes. Only witness testimonies, sketches, and one identifying feature, a birthmark on her face. She's known only by the alias CW. Meanwhile, Madison, an influencer Catherine previously framed, appears on a podcast. She tries to explain that everything that happened in Thailand was orchestrated by CW. She insists that CW hijacked her social media accounts, framed her for murders, and that CW was the one who killed all those girls on the island. But the podcasters challenge her story. They ask how CW could have disappeared from an island miles away from the coast, and why there's no evidence she was ever there. No matter how hard Madison tries to convince them, they remain skeptical. Madison points out that all charges against her were dropped, but the podcaster fires back, saying that doesn't prove her innocence. While browsing online later, Madison stumbles upon Charlotte's case. She immediately notices the similarities to what happened to her. Posts were being made from Charlotte's account even after her death. Soon after, Madison starts receiving threatening calls and messages. One day, someone pretending to be a pizza delivery guy calls and tries to get her to come outside. She refuses. Madison digs into Charlotte's account, tracing her last known locations and the timeline of her death. She makes a decision. She's going to France to catch CW herself. Arriving in France, Madison follows the trail of Charlotte's social media posts. After visiting several locations, she stops at a cafe Charlotte had been to and orders coffee. While reviewing Charlotte's video posts, she finds footage from the hotel pool, and there, in the background, she spots CW. Madison heads to the hotel and tries to get information from the receptionist about CW's identity, but he refuses to tell her anything. Back at her place, Madison continues scrolling through Charlotte's account when she notices a comment from Diane's mother. She clicks on the profile and finds a family photo. And there, standing with them, is Catherine. Madison calls Diane's mother, who tells her that both Diane and Catherine are now in Bali, Indonesia. In Bali, a male influencer is live streaming with a group of guys, ranting about women in the most toxic way imaginable. He's basically your typical Andrew Tate wannabe. But it's all an act. He's rage-baiting for views and engagement. His girlfriend even encourages him to push it further to stay relevant, since his numbers have been dropping. One night, he goes to a club with his friend. They get into an argument, and his friend challenges him to hit on Madison. He accepts. He approaches Madison and asks why she's alone. She tells him she's looking for someone and shows him a photo. He asks why, and Madison explains that the girl in the photo has killed multiple people, left her to die on an island, but that she managed to survive and strand the killer there instead. He manages to get Madison's phone number under the pretense of helping her if he spots the girl. Later that night, he goes home drunk and starts streaming. The next day, while Jacob is out having lunch with his girlfriend, he spots Catherine. Jacob follows her and starts recording. He confronts her, asking if she's a killer and how she got off the island. He tells her that a girl is looking for her, and that this girl mentioned murders in France and Thailand. Catherine doesn't respond. Jacob finally gives up and leaves, realizing she's not going to say anything. Catherine returns to where she's staying. Diane asks her about her day and mentions there are no updates on the investigation. Catherine tells her that Madison is in Bali and looking for her. But here's the twist. Catherine has trained an AI to think and speak exactly like Diane. Catherine finds Jacob's social media accounts and discovers he was at the club the night before. She was there too. She checks Diane's account and notices a new, unfamiliar profile liked her story. She knows it's Madison. Catherine goes to the beach and posts a story to her account. She watches as Madison views it almost immediately. She scans the area and spots Madison in the distance. Catherine runs. Back home, while talking with the AI Diane, Catherine watches Jacob's live stream. In it, he tells his audience about meeting Madison and then Catherine the next day, explaining the whole situation. The AI Diane suggests they leave, but Catherine says she has a better plan. Catherine begins stalking Jacob. She finds out where he lives and gathers information on his friends. She creates a fake profile on a dating app and lures Jacob's friend into meeting her. Then she approaches Jacob directly. She tells him Madison is a stalker trying to frame her, and she asks for his help. Jacob's friend invites both him and Catherine to a party. Catherine plays the part of an innocent, frightened girl. She even tries to seduce Jacob, but he refuses. She then asks him to help her expose Madison. Jacob agrees. Later that night, after everyone is asleep, Catherine fries Jacob's phone, steals his keys, and breaks into his house. She gets on his computer and begins hacking it. Suddenly, his girlfriend Ariane walks in. Ariane confronts her, demanding to know what she's doing there. Catherine calmly says she's waiting for Jacob. Ariane says she's calling the police, but Catherine drops a bombshell. She claims she slept with Jacob and walks out. Ariane is left standing there. Catherine returns home and continues hacking Jacob's computer remotely. She uploads an explicit video from his account and makes it public. Then she sets a trap, calling Madison and telling her to come to Jacob's house the next day. We flash back to 1 year ago. Catherine had fallen in love with Diane in Paris, right after the Thailand incident while she was on the run. She remembers how deeply she loved Diane, how she wanted to spend her life with her, and the overwhelming grief she felt when Diane died. The next morning, Ariane discovers the leaked video. She calls Jacob's friend and demands he get Jacob on the phone. He refuses, tells her to move on, says Jacob is done with her, and hangs up. Immediately after, Ariane's phone explodes with notifications. The video has gone viral. Meanwhile, Catherine sneaks back into the bed where she slept the night before and wakes Jacob up. He notices his phone is broken and asks to use hers. He tries calling Ariane, but she doesn't pick up. He calls again. This time, there's no answer because Ariane is already dead. Jacob and Catherine rush to his house. When they arrive, they find Madison standing near Ariane's dead body. Jacob loses it. A heated argument erupts. Madison tries to explain that Catherine is behind everything, while Catherine continues manipulating Jacob. Madison grabs a knife in self-defense. But as Jacob lunges forward, he gets stabbed in the stomach by accident. Catherine attacks Madison, and a brutal fight breaks out between them. Madison finally manages to overpower her. She strikes Catherine hard across the face, knocking her unconscious. Madison quickly ties her up and runs into the house. Inside, Madison finds all the evidence, everything Catherine has done. She also discovers live footage from Jacob's computer. Jacob, still alive, unties Catherine. He tries to call the cops using Ariane's phone. As he scrolls through her messages, he discovers Catherine was at his house the night before. He asks her why she was there. Then he finds the leaked video. Catherine kills Jacob and pushes his body into the pool. The entire thing is captured on the computer's camera. Madison had started live streaming. Thousands of people just watched Catherine murder Jacob in real time. Madison grabs all the evidence and rushes out of the house. Jacob's friend arrives at the house with some girls. Catherine kills him too. Then, with a knife in hand and a maniacal laugh on her face, she chases after the girls. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like button and let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more movie explanations like this.